Hello guys, this is Ray Chen from Millionaire Listing Agent. So today I'm gonna go over what I learned after 1,000 plus of a sales presentation. Hopefully it's gonna give you some pointers. So again, before I start a video, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon. And if you have any question, leave a comment. Okay, or if you have any suggestions. Okay, so during the past many years, I have been in real estate sales industry for many years. Started out as a contract administrator for a real estate firm. So basically, I was going out there to meet with potential clients and have them sign a contract with the real estate with the law offices. And then after that, the most of my career has been in real estate sales. So I've been doing real estate sales for more than 20 plus years, and I have done many presentations, sales presentations, buyer presentations, seller presentations. After all these presentations, I have distilled some of the important pointers that hopefully is going to be of help to you. And it has really helped me a great deal to close the sale, and hopefully that'll do the same for you. So the first one I want to talk about is confidence. So whenever you go meet with a client, so in my case, usually nowadays I go meet with these homeowners. Because we sign contract with them to help them sell the home. So the most important thing is that you have to be confident. Because 80% of what you say is really not the word that come out of your mouth. It's really the entire package. How do you feel about yourself? How do you dress? How do you walk? How do you behave? How do you act? The tone of your voice, how you talk. So all this is actually more important than the word that you say. So if you want to do a good job, you cannot do all of this well without being confident. If you are not confident, the minute that you show up, it will show in your actions. So that's why I say it's very important that you want to be 100% confident when you go meet with the client. And then some of you may be asking, how do I make sure I'm confident? So let's say some of you, they say, if I'm not experienced, if I'm just a brand new agent, if I don't have any sales experience, how do I become confident? Okay, so then I'm gonna go over a couple of the ways that you can be confident. So number one way to be confident is that do the homework. For example, nowadays when every time before I go meet with the homeowners, I make sure I do a lot of studies so I know the market of the home. I know about the home, I know about the market, where the home is located inside out. I figure out all the numbers, the comparables, the absorption rate, how much money people are willing to pay in the area, how much more money people are willing to pay in the area, what's the current home in the area are selling for. So I make sure I understand all the numbers, all the data about the home and the market, so that when it's time for me to go meet with the homeowner, I know everything is in my head. That way, I don't have to fumble around looking for numbers. So that gives me a strong backing to make sure that I am feeling confident when I meet the homeowners. But obviously, if you have more experience, like me, I have been doing this for 20 plus years. So that obviously also help. But the problem is the experience doesn't come unless you did it, right? So you got to start somewhere. So that's why I say do some study, do enough study before you meet with the client. That's gonna tremendously increase your confidence level. Okay. And also another way you want to make sure that you're confident is that you have to have something to offer. You have to have some kind of ultimate offer. The offer has to be unique, has to be better, has to be different. It cannot just be the same thing as everybody else. If what you're trying to sell to the client is exactly the same as everybody else, then it will be hard for you to be confident because you have nothing better to say. You have nothing better to offer, right? So if you have nothing better to offer, the only thing you can compete on is the price, which is no good, right? So that's also important. You want to have a great offer that's different and better from the competition. And the best of all, if what you have to offer, is completely separated from the rest of the competition, put you in an entirely different category, that's even better. So that's some of the pointers how to make sure that you're confident. Okay, that's number one. Number two. So number two, you must observe the client closely. So after doing thousands of sales presentations, I make sure my focus is always on the client. It's never on myself, because for myself, I already know what I want. I already know who I am. I don't need to focus on myself. What I make sure to focus on is the client. I watch their every movement. I watch how they respond to me. I watch how they behave toward me. Then I can gauge, where are they at as far as in the communication. Are they open? Did they open up to me, or do they still feel some type of cautious? Do they still act cautious toward me? So I want to make sure I observe them observe them closely, so that I can react, accordingly. I listen to what I say, then I have the right reaction. Then I can respond correctly. So, and also another different important thing is that you want to make sure you talk to the client according to their according to their personality, because everybody, a lot of people know, not everybody, but a lot of people know about the DISC personality. So there's 4 personality, right? So each of those personality, they prefer a different way of communication. For example, the dominance personality, they don't care about the details, they just want to resolve. The influencer personality, they want to make sure the conversation is fun. They want to make sure that you guys enjoy the communication, the talk. And also the cautious, the steadiness personality, they want to make sure to feel good about it. They make sure that you want to make sure that you make them feel good. You want to make sure that you touch their emotion. And then lastly, you have the conscientious personality. For those people, you want to make sure that you provide the data. You want to make sure whatever you say, you have something to demonstrate, that you're not just bullshitting. So that's some of the pointers about make sure that you observe the client closely, and also communicate with them according to their preference of communication. So this is all the pointers, all the secrets that I have learned after doing thousands sales presentations. So these pointers has really helped me to dramatically increase my closing rate. Okay, the next one, have an ultimate offer. I explained earlier. You do not want to go into a sales presentation without anything special. You do not want to go meet with any client without offering something that's dramatically different from the competition. If whatever you have is the same as competition, then you have nothing to talk about. All you can talk about is how to lower your prices, which is no good, right? So you want to make sure if you have the ultimate offer, then you'll be on a much better ground. You'll be in a much better situation where you do not have to compete with other people. If you do not have one, you need to create one, because if you own your business, if you're like a business owner, then you want to make sure that you want to create a unique offer, an ultimate offer that's different and better. Okay, next one. So there is no competition, so go in and kill it. So once you have the ultimate offer, then you should not have any competition. So if you're going into any sales presentation without any unique offer, then the outcome will be bad. It will not be predictable. It will be an uphill battle. So that's what you do not want. Okay. So once after you develop the ultimate offer, then you can go in it and you can dominate the presentation and you can dominate the competition. Okay. The next thing is nothing you say should be meaningless. Okay. What I mean by that is we have a lot of salesperson out there, they like to do a lot of small talk. They like to, just talk endlessly, without any purpose in their talk. So what I mean is that whatever you talk, whatever you say, it has to have serve a purpose. You make sure you want to control the conversation. Okay, you cannot just keep answering questions. You want to make sure you control the conversation. You want to make sure everything you say is leading to somewhere. I mean, it's okay if you do small talk, try to establish the commonality with the client, but just don't talk senselessly, meaninglessly, and go on. You want to make sure whatever you say is leading you to some result. Okay, you want to make sure you control the conversation. Okay, I actually have a note here. Let me just add that. Control the conversation. Well, obviously, sometimes when you talk, sometimes the customer or the client may ask you a whole bunch of questions. You cannot just have them ask you the question. You want to make sure that you want to answer the question, but after you finish answering the question, then you want to regain the control of the conversation. Okay. But sometimes, a lot of times what salesperson do incorrectly is that they do not control the conversation. They let the conversation led by the client. So you got to think about who is the professional, right? You're the professional, so you need to control the conversation. And but sometimes what salespeople do incorrectly is that they do not answer the question and then they go on to control the conversation. That's no good either. That's just not polite, right? So you want to make sure you answer the question and regain the control. Okay, the next one. You have to know what language they speak, which I mentioned earlier, is that you have to talk according to their personality. I'm not talking about the language words from different country. I'm talking about the language, from different personality. You want to make sure whatever you say, it matches their style of communication. The next secret you have to make sure to establish an open channel. So you have to make sure never to move on to the next level, to the next segment, unless you have created an open communication. If you feel like the host conversation is awkward, the person that you talk to still have resistance to you, if that's the case, it's gonna be hard to do the sale. No matter what you say, if they're not open to you, whatever you say will not, matter at all. So you want to make sure, when you meet with them, figure out their personality. You want to make sure you establish some common ground. You want to make sure to break that ice. You want to make sure that show them the benefit. You want to make sure that to basically to have a good feel about the person, and you guys are both open up to each other before you can move on. Okay. So the next one is you must understand the client's motivation. So a lot of salespeople, they go meet with the client or customer. They never cared about what the client want. All they cared about is how much commission they can make. If that's your approach, you will not, it will be very hard for you to close the sale. If you want to close the sale, many sales, if you want to make a lot of money as a salesperson, you want to make sure you understand client's motivation. And the client motivation is basically the client's why they're doing what they do. For example, for me, when I go meet with a homeowner, I want to figure out why they want to sell their home, right? So usually the why, the question that will answer the why is the what and whom. Okay, so for what, so basically you want to know what's the reason that made them want to sell the home. So in my situation, okay, I'm gonna use my situation as an example. And also you want to understand, first you want to understand why they're doing what they're doing, whom they're doing it for. Sometimes it's themselves, sometimes it's the client, sometimes it's their relatives. So you want to make sure who they're doing it for, and then you want to make sure why they're doing it. Let me give you an example. So I helped a homeowner to sell a home in Rancho Cucamonga, and what I found out, the why is the husband, he's doing it for his wife, and the reason they want to sell the home is because the master bedroom is on the 3rd floor, and the wife has a knee problem, so it would be hard for her to going up and down the stairs. So here's the what is for the wife, the what is the knee problem, and they cannot go up and down the stairs. So that's where the why came from. Okay. So once you understand the client motivation, then you gotta understand exactly what client want. So for example, when I helped, let's use the same example of the homeowner in Rancho Cucamonga. Then I already know the why. Then I want to know what exactly they want as the outcome. Then I would ask them, what's most important for you? Is it getting a higher price, or is it getting the home sold as quickly as possible? Or what is it? So also, what if it is a price? Then what price do they want? So what I do is I make sure I figure out exactly the price they have in mind. Then I can guarantee them, depending on if that price is a market price. If it is a market price, I'm confident that I can sell it, then I'm gonna promise to them, guarantee to them that I can get that home sold for them, right? And another thing you gotta remember is that client is always right. So remember, client is always right. Okay, so a lot of I know there's a lot of salespeople out there, they would rather be right than be rich. So for me, I don't care if I'm right or not. I just want to be rich. Okay, so make sure you want to make sure that client is always right. So because there's no sense to argue. Everybody have their own way of thinking. There's no sense of arguing with anybody. So if that's what the client want, if that's the price the client want, if that's what exactly what the client want, then you just agree to it and then you just give them whatever they want. Okay. So I know in some situations, let's say in my situation, some of the homeowners, they're unrealistic about home price. Then what I would say is, I'm very honest, I'm very candid. I said, the price that you want to sell, it's maybe doable, but it's a long stretch. I mean, if you insist on this price, we can give it a try. But if but pretty soon we have to lower the price if the response is not that good, because ultimately the market dictate the price. So you don't want to argue. Basically, you do not want to argue with the client. The next one is the client or the customer, they always know what they want, okay? I mean, sometimes maybe they're confused, but ultimately they always know what they want. And all you gotta do is just give them what they want. So for example, in my situation, when I help the homeowners to sell their home, in most cases, the homeowner know exactly how much their home is worth. I have met so many homeowners. There's not a single time that I met a homeowner where they do not know how much their home is worth, okay? And because the homeowner, they know how much their home's worth, then there's no sense to argue with them. All you gotta do is just, if it's doable, then you just tell them, hey, I can do it for you. Just give them what they want, right? The next thing you want to make sure to do is to make sure to make the client feel respected and make sure the client feels smart and respected, okay? So what I mean by that is that your role as a salesperson, you're really a consultant. So you're not supposed to tell the client what to do, but you are supposed to give them counsel. You're supposed to give them enough information so they can formulate the outcome on their own. So even if you know exactly how much the price is, you should not say it. Okay, you should always let the client say it. You should give them enough information to confirm their instinct. So that's why you want to make sure that you do not want to act like you're the boss or you know everything and the client is dumb. That's what you do not want. You want to make sure, obviously you want to be confident, you want to show that you're professional, but at the same time you want to make sure that you're guiding the client so that they're the ones that's speaking out, that's talking giving, offering the outcome. So for example, in my situation, every time when I go meet with a homeowner, I never tell them how much their home is worth, but I would share with them all the knowledge, all the information, also what's going on with the market, so to confirm what they think about their price is worth. And obviously, every time you meet with the client, you want to respect the client, right? You do not want to act like you're all this and all that, right? So every time when I go meet with the homeowner, I make sure before I go into the home, I put on shoe cover so that that's a showing sign of respect. So basically, after we talked about all this, ultimately you're just trying to transfer your confidence into the client. So basically, you want to go in confident about the situation. You want to go in confident, make sure that the client is confident about you, about your professionalism, about your experience, about you are able to get the job done. So you need to make sure that after the end of the presentation, your confidence about yourself that can get the job done is transferred to them, so that they have 100% confidence in you. So if you have done that, then the job is done, okay? And also, the next important thing is that you must master all the objections. I mean, sometimes maybe you go some client that they are easy to deal with, and whatever you say, they just agree. In most cases, that's not the situation. In most cases, client or customer, they will have objections. So in order for you to make sure that you close as much sale as possible, or close every sale, you want to make sure that you know all the objections. So you want to master the objection handlers. So basically, doesn't matter whatever objection they throw at you, you should have an objection response that is already in your mind, that you can just take it out and respond with it. I mean, there's some salespeople, they said they're smart, they know everything, they don't need it. I mean, it's kind of hard when you are in a real presentation situation, and you have to watch out for all the elements, just like what I explained earlier, and at the same time you have to figure out how to answer the objection. So if you want to dramatically increase of your rate of closing, you want to make sure to memorize all the objections handlers. Okay, that's what I did. So I probably memorized at least 100 objection handlers. So no matter what objections I get from the homeowner, I can pull out an objection handler quickly without having to come up with one right there. Okay. The next one is that your number one goal is always to close the sale. Obviously, if we can make more money, if we can make more commission on each deal, of course I'll do it, right? As long as I can, provide the value, as long as I get the job done, and I do a good job for the client, right? Then if I'm entitled to that income, then that commission, then I'm gonna try to see if the more I can get is the better, right? But sometimes you have some client or some customer that are very price sensitive. So in those situations, you would still want to close the deal, close the sale, even maybe the fee or the commission is very low. You still want to close it because that's still business, and from that business you probably can get more and more business. So that's why the number one priority is to always close the sale, and only after you can close the sale, then the number two priority is getting more commission or pay. Okay, that's pretty much it. I think it's almost 25 minutes. It's actually went over pretty quickly. Okay, this is Ray Chen from Millionaire Listing Agent. So leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell icon. So next time when I upload another video, you'll see it. I promise you, if you're a salesperson, if you're a agent, if you're a new agent, or even if you're an experienced agent, if you want to do well, if you want to make a lot of money in real estate, follow my channel. Okay. Okay. Until next time.